Hello guys, this is Miguel Olvera and welcome to day number 2 of our 90-day challenge for the law of attraction. Today we're going to talk about a few books, 3 of them, that I recommend you read. Again, these are just recommendations. We're going to talk about these 3 books today. So stick around and let's get started. Welcome back, guys. This is Miguel Olvera, and today again we're going to talk about 3 books that I recommend and how these 3 books really changed my life. These are just some of the books that I read, but these are, I guess, to begin, are the most important ones. There are other books that will definitely give you a better idea, but you have to grasp. You have to understand, you have to have some foundation for you to be able to succeed in actually implementing and manifesting whatever you want to do in your life. So in my recommendation, in my opinion actually, these 3 books right here are the basis for you to be able to start with. So to begin with, like I said, I read about The Secret. Rhonda Byrne is the person who actually wrote that book, and there are some things that you need to grasp or take out of that book. One of them is fearful, or understand what fearful thoughts are. If you're thinking about whatever you think about, if you put fear into it, fear being an emotion, you're definitely going to manifest that. So you definitely have to be able to understand and catch yourself on how you think about things. So if you're thinking fearful thoughts about, for example, oh my God, I'm going to be late, or oh my God, I'm not going to be able to pass the test, or I'm not going to be able to get the promotion, or things like that, then if you put fear into it, guess what? That's not going to work. Or definitely you are going to manifest the opposite, meaning you're not going to pass the test, definitely, you're not going to get the promotion, or you're not going to do, or you're not going to achieve whatever you want. So you have to be careful how you think and if you put fear into it, because fear is very, very strong, a strong emotion that will definitely get you the opposite of what you want. Another thing is the universe does not understand no when you start thinking about it. This is what I just explained a little bit earlier. It's if you say, I'm not going to get the $1,000 that I need, or I'm not going to do this, or if you think about I'm not going to be successful, guess what? You're not. So if you say that I'm not going to get to this point, or I'm not going to do this, then definitely the universe doesn't understand no. For example, I'm not going to get a parking spot. I'm not going to be able to get there on time. So guess what? You're not going to get there on time if you're trying to get somewhere. So definitely be careful how you use that word no, because the universe does not understand that word no. If you put no in front of anything that you're trying to manifest, it's not going to happen. So another thing that the book talks about is the 3 things you have to ask, you have to believe, and you have to receive. So therefore, you have to be able to first ask. You ask in forms of thoughts. That's what the book says. You have to think about what you want. And you have to believe, in order for you to receive it, you have to believe that you're actually going to receive what you ask for. And then you have to learn how to receive. Live in a form of expectation. You have to be expecting what you want. So you have to ask first in form of a thought. Then you have to believe it with all your heart that you're going to be able to get it, or you're going to be able to succeed in obtaining it. And then you have to live in the form of expectation. You have to expect that you're actually going to get what you are asking for. So in a nutshell, that's the law of attraction, or The Secret by Rhonda Byrne. The other one is The Science of Getting Rich. This book right here was a little difficult to understand because it was written at the beginning of the 19th century. So it was a little difficult. At the beginning of the 20th century, actually, in the 1900s. That's when this book was written. And the English back then, it was a little different than the English that we use today. So therefore, the English is a little old, antiquated, but if you are able to grasp the major points, you will be able to understand what Wallace D. Wattles is trying to convey to you, the reader. So one of the things is that you can manifest, or you can actually get rich or obtain anything like a science, like mathematics. If you follow certain steps, you will be able to reach or manifest anything you want. Case in point, if you know how to add 1 plus 1, you're going to get 2 no matter what, what part of the world or where you're at. If you add 1 plus 1, you're going to get 2. So this is what he's trying to convey to the reader. There is a science behind on how to get rich or on how to obtain anything. Also, he talks about thinking in a certain way. You have to be able to learn how to think. You have to think in a certain way, just like Rhonda Byrne talks about it in the book of The Secret. Wallace D. Wattles talks about being able to think in a certain way, and the other part of the book talks about acting in a certain way. You have to act, and again, this goes back to the previous book that I talk about expectation. Yeah, this is a part of acting in a certain way. You have to live expecting that you're gonna get what you desire. So once again, it's thinking in a certain way and acting in a certain way. The other book I have here, and I'm sorry, I'm right in front of it, I didn't let you read it, is The Law of Success in 16 Lessons. This is from Napoleon Hill. The book is really, really thick. I think it's about 500, maybe 600 pages, but it has everything and anything you want to know about succeeding in 16 different lessons. Later on, Napoleon Hill wrote another book called Think and Grow Rich, which is the summarized version of this one. This, get the law of success in 16 lessons. So Think and Grow Rich, it's a very, very good book. It has a lot of good information, but in my opinion, if you read the law of success in 16 lessons, you will get more out of what Napoleon Hill was trying to convey to you, the reader, in regards to what he was trying to show you or share with you. Some of the chapters talk about having a definite goal. You have to have a goal. Without one, you will not be able to reach anything, because definitely you don't know where you're heading. If you don't have a goal, then you're just drifting in life. And we'll talk more about that throughout the 90 days. You have to have self-confidence. You have to believe in yourself. You have to have that confidence in you that you are important and that you matter, because you do. So keep that in mind. You matter. No matter what everybody says, what everybody thinks, you matter. So he talks about that. You have to have a strong and vivid imagination. If you don't have an imagination, trust me, nothing will work. Just think about it, just real quick. I don't want to get too far away from this, but just think about it. Anything and everything that was created by man, it first was created in the mind of this person. So the chair that you're sitting on, the phone that you're holding, or the computer that you're watching this, anything, the pen, the paper, the clothes you're wearing, everything was created in imagination first, and then it was created, and secondly, in the physical world. So just think about that. The third thing is enthusiasm. You have to be enthusiastic about what you want, and you have to put enthusiasm into it, because if you don't, you're definitely not going to achieve anything worthwhile. The other one is self-control. Remember what I told you guys about yesterday, about my biggest mistake in life in 2013? Well, self-control had to do something with it. And when I read this book, again, after going through all this, or during these 6 years after my mistake, when I read that chapter, everything just clicked in. Everything just went into, wow, I am responsible for my own actions. Wait, and when you get a chance to read that chapter of the book. It's really awesome. The other one is concentration. You have to concentrate in everything that you want to do, whatever goal that you have. If you don't exercise concentration, you're not going to be able to achieve anything, because again, your mind is everywhere and you're not going to be able to focus on what you want. Cooperation. Number one thing, you have to cooperate with others. You cannot succeed alone. You have to have the help of others. No matter what, you have to have the cooperation of others for you to be able to succeed. Failure. Wow. That one is a big one. And don't look at it, just a quick synopsis, don't look at failure as a bad thing. Failure is just feedback. It's just the universe or whoever you believe in giving you feedback in terms of what you're trying to achieve, that that's not the correct way to do it. Or maybe you just learned a lesson to help you move to the next step. So look at failure differently. We'll talk about this in the 90-day challenge. But just keep that in mind. Failure is just feedback. Put that into your head. The next one is the golden rule. Treat unto others as you like to be treated. That's the big one. If you don't treat others like you like to be treated, then you're not going to have cooperation, you're not going to have a lot of things that you need, you're not going to be able to experiment fully in life. So, once again, I just want to make sure that you guys know that these are some of the things that I'm going to share with you. Another stuff, real quick. I want to make sure that you guys have this information in front of you. I'm going to be talking in the next few days about 4 basic principles. These principles are very, very crucial because I am going to give you the foundation on how to go about this 90-day challenge. So in the next few days, I'm going to talk about these 4 basic principles, which are the foundation. And I'm going to spend some time there because I want to make sure that we have a strong foundation for us to be able to move forward to the next chapter. Okay? So once again, this is Miguel Olvera. I'm sorry I went too long, but I want to make sure that you guys grasp this information and all the books that I recommend you reading. I give you a little synopsis on it, but again, I want to make sure that you guys get the whole thing, and especially the foundation that I'm going to spend a few days on coming up in the 90-day challenge. Thank you very much for your attention. This is Miguel Olvera signing off. I'll see you guys tomorrow.